jobs. "We need jobs," an older Bosnian woman told me during a visit to the country's east. "We need work to rebuild our country, but we don't have work. Our men go to Europe to find work." Bosnians needed businesses that would help the economy grow and bring jobs that would enable people to earn a decent living. Job creation hadn't yet factored into diplomacy or aid work. Aid was squarely focused on human rights and democracy, which, as the same Bosnian woman pointed out to me, meant nothing when they couldn't make a living. By the time I left Bosnia in 2006, I was disillusioned with the State Department, as well as outside intervention and handouts. Diplomacy alone could not improve lives. More than roundtables, confidence-building measures, and platitudes, places like Bosnia needed jobs, markets, trade, and commerce. They needed to develop their economies. They needed entrepreneurship. By the start of the new millennium, entrepreneurship had become all the rage. It seized the imagination of business people, celebrities, and politicians, and became a buzzword that could be heard everywhere. A better way of making a living than an office career, a better way of creating jobs and wealth, a better way of solving problems, and especially a better way of saving the world. After joining the New York-based nonprofit Endeavor, which supports emerging market entrepreneurs, in 2006, I came to understand what all those things meant, and what they didn't mean. Many consider entrepreneurship to be the culmination of an idea or a dream, but this conventional wisdom barely skims the surface of what actually happens. In coming face-to-face with individuals around the world who had started businesses and scaled them up to be million-dollar-plus enterprises, I came to understand that there was much more. While entrepreneurship does start with an idea or dream, it is, in fact, the ability to overcome obstacles and embrace, as economist and godfather of innovation Joseph Schumpeter noted, creative destruction. Creative destruction is the elimination of old methods and activities, replacing them with new approaches, new markets, and new paradigms. That is what makes entrepreneurship different from a small business, such as a dry cleaner, a diner, or a repair shop. Whereas a small business provides a good or a service and employs a handful of people, entrepreneurs are the manifestation of an opportunity that not only generates wealth and produces prosperity, but also remakes the socio-economic landscape. Entrepreneurs create new business models and give rise to new industries, which enable new possibilities. In the wake of globalization, individuals everywhere, in Africa, Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East, were enabled with those new possibilities. Globalization in the post-Cold War era had made it easier to communicate and travel across borders. That stimulated tremendous economic activity. High-tech companies in Silicon Valley outsourced production to countries such as China, India, and Israel. In doing so, they created jobs and, more significantly, transferred knowledge and inspiration. Today, the next Steve Jobs lives in the likeliest of places. In Turkey, Nigeria, Pakistan, Mexico, Russia, India, China, and beyond. It is only a matter of time before we see his or her big idea, an idea that will no doubt change our lives. And if we're lucky, maybe it will be an idea that saves the world. It's the obstacles, stupid. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Henry Ford. Invincible. That's the only way to describe eBay at the start of the new millennium. The internet company not only survived the dot-com bust that wiped out thousands of Silicon Valley startups in 2000. By 2004, it netted over $3 billion in revenues. Hundreds of millions of people in nearly 24 countries were buying and selling on eBay's platform. It was well on its way to becoming, as its slogan boasted, the world's online marketplace. In 2004, eBay decided to conquer new customers in new territory. China stood high on its list. With 1 billion-plus people and a rising economy in which millions had moved into the middle class and were eager to spend their newly found wealth, China would make eBay the most valuable company in the world. The company didn't think twice about expanding into the country and the approach it would take to do so. Perhaps it should have. When eBay entered China in 2004,